guys, it's Aubrey again with Muttley Plans. I thought I would come back on here since my last video was about all of my ink bottles that I have. I figured I would come on here about all of my ink samples that I have. And as of right now, I've got 8 total. 6 of them I got from an ink swap, and then 2 of them, I'm calling them samples, but I actually bought them. They're these little chargers. It came in a set of 3 from Ferris Wheel Press. The only reason I'm going to only show you these 2 is because I actually wound up buying a bottle of the Autumn and Auburn, and so I figured I probably shouldn't include this in my ink sample video because I've already shown you that ink. So what I'm gonna do starting off is I'm going to grab we're gonna go darkest to brightest, I guess, most fun, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see how they shake out, but this first one is Noodler's American Eel. So this is the fella that I swapped with. He said this is a permanent document ink. I've only inked it up once. I personally like my Jacques Urbain better, because this one I've noticed is a whole lot more smudgy, and takes a lot longer for it to actually dry. So if you have like a juicy pen or anything, then it tends to stick around for a while. And so I just use my Majon A2 to move it around, and of course now it's gonna come up as a dark gray on the paper. When you write with it, it comes off as like a dark black. And then I am gonna use my empty carousel pin just to make a sample. So this is Noodler's American Eel. And hang on. Oh, I just completely botched that. That's okay though. We'll roll with it. Anyway, and that really does not look the way it usually comes out, so I'm not really sure what's... Let me see if I can darken it up a little bit, because that's not how it was presenting when it was coming out of the pen, but I don't know, maybe I mixed it with a color or didn't clean the pen out. I'm not sure, because it's coming on as more of like a darkish gray color. When I used it, it was more of an actual black color, so who knows. Maybe I'll have to try inking it up again in a pen. Alright, so this next one I got is this Pilot Iroshizuku, forgive me, but Fuyu Soyuguin? I'm sorry, my pronunciation is atrocious, I'm sure. But anyway, so this is like a nice little storm cloud gray going on. I got this actually from the same gentleman that I got the Noodler's American Eel from. But, and it's a pretty color. It's like a purpley gray. Smear that around a little bit. It was okay writing with. I'm not a huge fan of light inks. I've found out. I like to be able to read pretty easily whatever I just wrote type deal. And so I found this ink actually, it goes on sometimes a little bit too light for my eyes. And then that's Iroshizuku, and it is the color Fuyu Sayu. Okay. And it's really not a bad one. It's just I don't run to it that often, which is probably good because I only have like that much in this bottle. All of the inks that I show y'all that are in these type of bottles, I actually got at a ink swap in Oklahoma City for Fountain Pen Day. Chirps and Cheer, which is a small store there, they actually hosted an ink swap, and me and my husband went. My husband just read a book to the side, but I had a great time. Not a whole lot of people showed up. It was only like maybe 5 of us or so, but it was good. It was good. And I may actually, for some of these, have to, and come to think of it, this one I definitely, ooh, let's just make a mess, it's okay. Want a pipette. Here it is. Alright, some of these I'm gonna have to do like a little pipette for instead of my dip pen. So, and this next one, by the way, because I don't think I mentioned which one it was, but it is Ferris Wheel Press Gale Force Green. And I put a ton, so we're just gonna spread the love with that one, I guess. Let me see if I can pull some of that back up. Oh, well, that was a failure, wasn't it? So this has a major shimmer. I haven't inked it up yet. I just noticed like every time I swatch it, it is very, very shimmer heavy. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like this goldish shimmer to it. It's actually gonna be my ink of the week this coming week. Or no, I'm sorry. The week after next, maybe? But anyway, this is Ferris Wheel. It doesn't really look like a green though, does it? So I wonder why they call it Gale Force Green. But anyway. So, Ferris Wheel Press Gale Force Green, and it's more of like a grayish blue with a quite a bit of gold shimmer in it, I feel like. But anyway, the next one, and this is actually the sample that I like the most so far, honestly. It's Noodler's Ink Squeaky. The color is wonderful. The dry time is atrocious. So, I mean, I guess if you're not in a hurry to close your journal, you'll be just fine. I used the mess on a blotter paper, and I still do. But I love the color of this, and hopefully it'll show up for us. But it is quite, it's like a dark teal. I actually used it in my first week as my ink of the week. And let me pull that. So, yeah. So this color, oh, hopefully you can see it right in here. I really enjoyed it. I actually, so much so that I went ahead and, even though it doesn't match at all, I inked it up in this Hongdian N8 because I was like, oh, I really enjoyed this color and I want to keep writing with it for a little bit while longer. So this is, and hopefully I'm in frame, but Noodlers, and it's just very saturated and wonderful. I just don't like the dry time, and so I've actually ordered a couple of samples to try that might actually be pretty similar to this color, so that I can have a like color that maybe doesn't take as long to dry. But I guess we shall see what comes of that. And then I've got dog hair everywhere. That is the I guess blessing of having 4 dogs. But I'm gonna just put this here. Not that I think it matters over much, but keep it. And I'll do a close-up towards the end of this, of everything. So. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go ahead, there's like a more of a red tone, or actually we'll do the purpley, that's not it. Royal Rhubarb Ferris Wheel Press. So this is a regular ink. It's actually very pretty. It's a very pretty purple. And I actually inked it up in November as like my ink of the week. And I enjoyed it. I'm definitely like not opposed to it. I don't think I'm gonna buy a whole bottle of it though, if I'm being very honest. It's just, it's not quite like Jacques Urbain's Rouge Grenat, but it is it's that red wine color, and I just feel like if I'm gonna use this one, I'm probably gonna choose to use that Rouge Grenat, and I'm probably just like, some of y'all might be dying inside at me using this old fountain pen like this, but sorry about it. So Ferris, and that's about to, okay, Ferris. And this is Ferris Wheel Press. And this is Royal Rhubarb. I got a rhubarb squirrel, but anyway, I got a rhubarb plant this this fall, and I was so excited because they're supposed to do well here in Oklahoma. But then something came and ate it, and I was very unhappy with whatever came and ate it. Not that it cared, it got a meal, but I'm hoping in my garden this year to be able to try again with the rhubarb. All right, so this next one, this is, I'm gonna mess it up, but Algonquin Maple. It is actually a very pretty color. It's like a very vibrant, I don't know, like a very vibrant pinky red, I guess is where I would rate it. So it's very yeah, I don't dislike it. I guess I have a thing for red colors though, huh? Here's a different area of this. It's a little. So, anyway, but it's like a very, I guess that's more of a reddish orange, like a very bright reddish orange. I don't remember it being quite like that when it came off of my pen, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. Alright, this is Ferris Wheel Press. Oh, and by the way, if y'all hear clicking in the background, it's because my husband is gaming. But anyway, so Ferris Wheel Press. Algonquin Maple. And that's actually a lot prettier than I remember it being, to be honest. I may have to give that ink another chance. The thing that I wish Ferris Wheel Press would do, though, is, you know, make some smaller bottles. I know that they started, like, the bottle that I got the Gale Force Wind out of was definitely, like, a smaller bottle. But it's also, I've noticed their shimmer bottles tend to be smaller than their regular, like, standard. But I wish they would do less, because I'm like, this would take me my entire fountain pen existence to get through if I bought it. And so I'm trying to be selective of what I get just samples of and what I'm actually wanting to add to my bottle collection. So you may see me get a ton of different samples and not a whole lot of, and that's not gonna work that way. What am I doing? Anyway, and not a whole lot of actual bottles, because I want to make sure that I'm being a good steward of, you know, not only my finances, but also my fountain pen collection. And so I want to make sure that I buy things that, one, make me happy, because that's why you should buy things, right? But also items that I know I would find joy and want to have around for years and years to come. And by the way, in case I didn't mention what this one was, this is Ferris Wheel Press Ruby Royal Flush. And it's another one that I got from that ink swap. And I shook it up pretty good so you can't see it. But it's actually got a decent, like, shimmer to it. And when it dries, especially, like, if you have a thick area, it looks kind of gold right now. But when I was writing with it, and everything, it actually came out as more of a green, and I was like, huh, that's perfect for Christmas. And so Christmas week, actually, this was my ink of the week. All right, this is Ferris, and the coloring of it is very very close to Jacques Urbain Rouge Granat, and it writes pretty close to it as well. That's one thing. This is the only shimmer ink that I have put in a pin so far from Ferris Wheel Press, but this one actually did really well coming out of the pin, so. Anyway, and of course that's making a liar out of me. Now it looks gold, so I do not know why, but on this rim it almost looks green. I don't know if y'all can see it catching on the light or not. Maybe I'm crazy, but it almost looks green usually. But here, of course, it heard me talking about it, and so now it doesn't look green. And this next one is going to be the lightest one, so let me go change out my water. So 1 second. Alrighty, so last but not least, and let me clean out this pen because this next one's the lightest color that I have to show y'all. And it is just a teeny tiny bit left, and it's not because I used the Hound out of it. I used it 1 week as my weekly ink, and I only had like a teeny tiny sample because the sample that I got this sample from was actually one of these little vials, and I didn't want to be that person that's just like dumped the whole thing in there and walked off with it. So, I hear that's rude anyway, you know, but yeah. So, here is Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Popcorn, and I kind of looked around because I'd heard that this ink was difficult to find, and yep, I'd heard correct, because apparently I don't know that they make this ink anymore either, so. But it's very pretty. I will say on the swatches that I've done of it, it comes out way more vibrant, and I'm gonna take some of that back. So comes out way more vibrant in some of the swatches that I've done than it actually is when you write with it. And I'm gonna do my darndest to get just a little bit. This may be very dangerous. So it'll probably come off on my hands or something. But this is fair. Yeah, see, and that's actually true to the color that I experienced when writing with it. So it's not a bad color by any means. Like, I would write with it, I just don't think I would buy a bottle of it. But this is Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Popcorn. And it does look quite a bit like buttered popcorn, and it'll stain your fingers. Anyway, so that is all of my ink samples that I currently have. Full disclosure, yesterday I ordered some more ink samples, so those hopefully will come in next week. And when they do, I will share it with y'all. But I did want to go ahead and document what I had at the beginning of 2024. So, just kind of a recap of all of our things. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So, and let me play with my light. Oh, that didn't work, huh? Let me play with my light. There, I don't know if that helped or didn't. But, so my first one was Noodler's American Eel. It's okay. I wouldn't buy a bottle of it, personally. Then you've got this very purpley gray Pilot Irizuki. Iroshisuku, Fuyu Seiyoguen. And then you have this very pretty, and I really want to, there you go. Yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit. Ferris Wheel Press Gale Force Green. It's very, very pretty. I'm excited to ink that one up. Then you have Noodler's Ink Squeegee. Which honestly has been my favorite teal, and I am currently in search of a new color, or a color that's close to this one, just because this one takes forever to dry and I don't want to have to deal with that. This next one, and hopefully I'm not shaking y'all too much, but this next one, Ferris Wheel Press Royal Rhubarb. Very pretty, like purpley burgundy wine color. Then Ferris Wheel Press Algonquin Maple, and then Ferris Wheel Press Ruby Royal Flush, and hopefully, yeah, you can get it. And it's making a liar out of me about the green, but I swear it seems to show up green when I do stuff with it on Tomoe River paper. And then lastly, Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Pecan. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, go ahead and put that down in the comments. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.